Well, hey there and welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you are here today. Now let's get started. The first word is literacy. Now, literacy has to do with someone's ability to read and write. For example, literacy rates in many parts of Africa are very low. Literacy is something that everyone should have because it's so important to be able to communicate through writing. The second word is thought-provoking. If something is thought-provoking, it causes you to think deeply about it. For example, reading a good book is often thought-provoking. The next word is residential. Residential describes a place where people live, such as a residential neighborhood or a residential area. This is the place where I live. I grew up in a quiet residential area in Udall. The next word is decisive. Decisive describes a person who makes choices quickly and firmly, or an action that clearly affects the result of something. This is how a leader acts when a quick decision is needed. Her decisive action during the emergency kept everyone. The fifth word is underlying. Underlying means to be below or underneath something else. For example, there is an underlying problem with this phone. Something is wrong with it. I can't seem to fix it. The sixth word is flee. To flee means to run away from danger. For example, the animals fled the burning building. As soon as he saw the police car, the suspect fled the scene. The seventh word is socialist. A socialist is a person who believes that the means of production should be owned by society as a whole or by the workers rather than by private owners. Here's an example. We were surprised that she was a socialist because she came from such a wealthy family. The eighth word is generic. Generic refers to something that is common or ordinary. For example, the food at the restaurant was generic and not very tasty. Or, for another example, he bought a generic brand of cereal. He didn't want to buy the expensive name brand. The ninth word is admission. Admission is the act of entering or being allowed to enter a place. For example, admission to the amusement park is very expensive. But let me tell you a funny story about admission. When I was young, my family and I lived in Mexico for 2 years. One day we decided to take a day trip to a nearby beach town. On the way, we stopped at an outdoor market. I was walking with my dad and I wanted to go into this one store that sold swimming goggles. I remember that I had been eyeing these goggles the entire time that we were driving to the beach. But before I could even get to the goggles, a lady came running out of the store. She was yelling at my dad. She kept saying, "No, no, 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 no," over and over again. At first, we didn't know what she was talking about. Then we realized that she was asking us for admission. She was trying to figure out how much money she should charge us to be able to enter the store. Eventually, we agreed on a price. Then we went in and I got the goggles that I wanted. The 10th word is coordination. Coordination is the act of organizing and working together with others. For example, the coach gave instructions to the team about their lack of coordination. Lack of coordination caused them to lose a game. The 11th word is preach. To preach means to talk about something that you believe in. For example, she likes to preach about the importance of recycling. The 12th word is exclusion. Exclusion is the act of leaving someone out or not letting them join. For example, his exclusion from the group upset him. The 13th word is pit. A pit can be a hole or a depression in the ground. For example, the construction crew dug a pit to build a foundation for the new house. The 14th word is supportive. Someone who is supportive is someone who helps and encourages someone else. For example, she was very supportive of her son's decision to join the military. The 15th word is lobby. A lobby is the entrance or reception area of a building. For example, I met him in the lobby of the hotel. The 16th word is originate. To originate means to be the source or the cause of something. For example, these problems originated during the last administration. Another way to say this is these problems are a result of what happened during the last administration. The 17th word is flaw. A flaw is a defect or a fault. For example, there is a flaw in this design. The 18th word is closure. Closure is a feeling of satisfaction and completeness. For example, after the police caught the criminal, there was a sense of closure. The 19th word is guerrilla. A guerrilla is a member of a small group of fighters who use weapons in surprise attacks. For example, the guerrillas attacked a village in the middle of the night. The 20th word is angel. An angel is a heavenly being that is often depicted as having wings. Angels are known for their goodness and for helping people. For example, his angel protected him from danger. Here's a cohesive and simplified text, using all the provided words in a natural and meaningful way. In a quiet residential town, a group of people started a movement that would soon manifest in many parts of the country. The idea originated from a young woman named Anna, who believed in equality and wanted to fight against the exclusion of poor families from good education. Anna was a supportive person who often spoke to children about literacy and the importance of reading. She worked with a team that had great coordination, and they created programs for students who had been left behind. Many called her an angel for her kind actions. The town had a socialist background, which meant many people believed in helping each other and sharing resources. But there were some who didn't agree. They would lobby the local government to stop Anna's work, saying it was too generic and wouldn't help in the long run. Others tried to preach their own ideas loudly, causing conflict. One day, a group of armed men, like guerrillas, came to the town to scare the people. Many families had to flee their homes and hide. It was a dark time, and Anna could see the underlying fear in everyone's eyes. There was a big pit in the middle of the town where people once gathered, now empty and silent. Anna and her team went to the city to ask for admission into a national aid program. They met with a lobby of leaders and shared their plan. They showed that the town's problems weren't because of one single flaw, but because of many years of neglect. The leaders listened and finally agreed to help. After some time, the town began to heal. The schools reopened after a long closure, and people returned. Anna's work had a deep, thought-provoking effect on many. It reminded them that with care and effort, even the most broken places can be made whole again. For all of you, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And to everyone who is new, I'd like to extend a warm welcome, and I hope that you enjoy learning English with me. Bye!